All right, Iowa in the Xfinity car. So these are my settings I'm going to be using. The 14:1 steering ratio plus 2 steering offset are just comfort picks. You can do whatever you want, and in theory, it should all be possible to do well on. In terms of the brake bias, you want to go to where you're not sliding your rears under entry, but you really get some help with rotation. I found the number to be 63. I wouldn't be surprised if some people end up doing higher brake bias than that. It really does get a little light in the rear under that low brake bias. I could see notching it up to 65 if you're uncomfortable on entry. Um, Maybe even 70, but I thought that was starting to get a little bit too tight when I tested. So I'm going to show you two different laps here. First one on lap 1, we're going to run high, high. And then, so high 1 and 2, high 3 and 4. Second lap, we're going to run high 1 and 2, bottom 3 and 4. They're just about even in my opinion. It just depends on how well you drive them. So where we want to get down to the line here. Miss those bumps. Then get through the corner. Then try to go full throttle without kicking out the rear. Same thing here. A little bit earlier entry than you might think. Try to stick it to that line. Then once we stick it to the line, we just rotate through the corner. Very good. Okay, same line here for the second lap in 1 and 2. Get down there. That took it a little bit easier on entry, but you see that we make it back up on exit, just because I'm able to get to the throttle earlier. Then 3 and 4, I'm going to try the bottom. Try to get kind of a late apex. I missed the bottom a little bit. And you'll see it kind of goes away on you. I think if I made it all the way to the bottom, it might have been a little bit closer, but it depends on the track temp, right? The hotter the track is, the better bottom might end up being, because you can't carry as much speed on the top. This is 126 degrees track, so maybe this is about tapped out. I don't know exactly what the weather for your track is going to be, but let's take a look at that high line. So going into the corner here, we got, so see how I'm trying to align my left wheel with this line right here, so that when I go down there, I'm trail braking all the way to there. I hold my trail brake as I get there, and then I pick up my throttle, and my goal is that if I just have to use a little bit of wheel, that's okay, but I have to stay below these horrible bumps in 1 and 2 that you get if you go on to the top lane. Oops. Sorry about that. And so that allows me to straighten out my wheel a little early, let the rear rotate, and then get through the corner. So I'll take a look at that one more time. So trail brake, park it to the bottom, but not too late because you'll hit the bumps. Stay below the bumps, then hold 70% throttle until you're able to unload the wheel, and then go full throttle. 3 and 4, pretty much the same thing. Trying to just dive it as much as I can without sliding up the track under braking. We really want to get that high to low motion under braking, and then use a little bit of that wheel, especially since it's qualifying, to kind of stick it to the line. And then we straighten out the wheel, and as we straighten out the wheel, we go 100% throttle. This exit will be a lot easier than turn 2. It'll feel a lot more comfortable just because of how the shape of the track is. So just make sure that you are not forcing the full throttle until you are in the act of completely unloading the wheel. Same exact thing goes for long run. With long run, you're going to have to worry about the rear tire quite a bit. The front tire will start losing grip lap 20-ish. But until then, you just want to make sure that you're keeping your tire temperatures even. You just don't want to have that rear kick out. So just try to keep the car neutrally balanced. You can run any line that you want here. I think that in the beginning of the run, running this top line is really good because you don't have to make any changes for anybody. Running the bottom is a little sketchy because you can get choked off from going all the way to the wall, and then you just instantly lose like a tenth and you get freight train. Once things start widening out, like everyone is, more of a single file, then you might be able to bring it back down low. But again, I think that rear tire doesn't love that. It's still fast enough. If you're going low, I recommend like under driving entry a lot more than you think that you need to, because it's all about getting to that bottom. But at the end of the day, it's only about 1/10.5 off, which isn't bad. See, that might have even been overdriving it there too. You see how I have to work a little bit harder to get to the bottom. At this hot track temperature, you might need that. But you can see that it's still pretty much on the pace. The top of 3 and 4 might be just straight up better than bottom of 3 and 4 just because of the momentum that you can carry. See how much momentum that carries. But 1 and 2, you can't carry all that much momentum out of the corner comparatively. So that's when that bottom line might start coming into play. You see how much time I can just cut at the end, and it gains a little, but it doesn't gain like as much as you would on 3 and 4. But whatever line you choose, it's all about not using too much of the steering wheel to get it done, and at the same time not kicking out the rear tire and heating up the rear tire. You want this car to drive as neutrally balanced as possible. Okay. Hopefully we see that when we go into the tires that we're wearing them and heating them up evenly. So yeah, 97, 97. So on the hot track, the tires are gonna shred, and all you can do about it is just slightly underdrive the entries and make sure that you're neither getting loose or tight, and the rest is just natural wear, right? You have to have a certain amount of wear if you want to go a certain speed. So as long as you're wearing them evenly and you're not kicking out your rear and sliding it, and you're not jacking your steering wheel just to make the corner, you should be okay compared to everyone else. All right. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.